just walked in the door from Liberty County, and you started telling me about it. I said, well, it sounds like that's a harbinger of things to come once Title 42 is lifted, which it looks like it's going to be in the next couple weeks. And you said that's exactly why you went down there. Is that right? You wanted to look at what it's, looking at a harbinger.
Right. Well, you usually have me down on the border, in the middle of a bunch of immigrants coming over. But we don't really think too much more beyond that. Once they cross, where do they end up? Where do they go? What's the impact on the country? If we've got 1.3 million that we know the Biden administration paroled in, and another 650,000 gotaways who got in, there's 2 million right there just in 1 year that are actually in the country, not pushed back under Title 42. So where are they going? What's going to happen with them? And Liberty County is a great example of what happens with people who cross the border illegally and get in. In Liberty County, we have a kind of laboratory, enclosed laboratory circumstance that we could study about what happens. There, a very vast colonia has sprung up of about 35 square miles of that piney bog land forest that I told you about in that area that have been parceled up and sold to about 75,000 illegal immigrants. It's a of illegal immigrants.
And that's some footage you took, right?
Yes, I shot that yesterday evening. That's in the middle of the colonia. That's what it looks like. There's a land baron out there who is selling parcels of land directly to illegal immigrants who tell me that they can't buy land or a house anywhere in the country because they're illegal. They don't have credit. They don't have driver's licenses. But this guy is selling directly to the migrants, and he's not asking for credit. He's not asking for driver's licenses. He's not asking for anything more than $500 down and a 13% interest rate on these. And you can build any house you want in Liberty County, in the Plum Grove area.
How did you find all this out?
Well, I have a friend a police officer who lives in the area who about a year ago called me up telling me about this place. He's like, you can't believe what's happening out here. There are tens of thousands of illegal immigrants moving in.
Go to the next footage, Logan, just so we don't show these kids. Go to the next footage. I know they're not citizens, but just keep going.
Right. This has been happening for some years now, probably since about 2016, 2017, that the landowners started offering these deals, and they are attracting illegal immigrants from all over the country.
Wait a minute, does that say Cuba?
Yeah, I've met lots of Cubans. There's El Salvadorans. There's Nicaraguans. There are people from all over Latin America, Venezuelans, people coming off the border right now are being trafficked through these neighborhoods, and then there is work to be had in Houston, low labor skilled work, lots of it in Houston. It's inexpensive to live in this community in Plum Grove. And nobody does enforcement there. There's no ICE. Nobody's asking any questions. The old residents of Plum Grove are furious over this. Their school district has doubled in size, more than doubled in size, about 130%. They're all illegal immigrant kids. Nobody speaks English. The school district is having to do bond election after bond election after bond election in order to pay.
Which means everybody's taxes are going up to pay for all these illegal students.
Yes. taxes are going up. They call themselves, the people that were living there. So Plum Grove was a community of about 600 people up until 7 or 8 years ago. Now there are 70,000 non-English speaking illegals living in their community. And
Can you repeat what you just said so we make sure we heard that right?
well, yeah, I mean, this was a community of about 700, 600, 700 people who have lived there generationally. Their forefathers and ancestors settled this land back in the 1800s, and it's always been a very small, close-knit community. And now there are just tens of thousands of these illegal immigrants
Did
living
you say as
there.
high as 70,000 of them
Yeah, I think there's more.
living in this county, living in that county?
In Liberty County. Yeah,
How
it's a
is the infrastructure? How's the infrastructure handling that?
it's a wreck. It's a total wreck. I mean, they first of all, this was forest land, very, very thick forest land that was all chopped down. It's been just razed to the ground, and these strips of their 3/4 acre lots are going in. They built channels for drainage.
I saw that. Maybe you can show that again, Logan. So is that their
Yeah.
sewage? Is that their sewage?
Initially their sewage was just running into the bayous in the area until there was enough of an uproar a few years ago that now the developer has to bring in a sewage line, but it's still up to the homeowner to hook it up. And they don't all hook them up. It costs money to hook those up. There's electricity, but the homeowner has to dig the line and hook up the electricity. And it's all kind of do it yourself out there. And that's why you see all these different kinds of, there's no code enforcement. There's no homeowners association. There's nothing like that.
Where is the governor of the state of Texas? What is he doing?
I don't know that the governor is aware of this. I don't have no idea. Whether
How can you have 70,000 illegals go into a county in your state and you don't know it?
I mean, listen, to me, it's a federal issue. Where's ICE? I mean, we know under Biden there's no enforcement, but a lot of these people came under Trump, and there should have been enforcement. But what I'm told is the reason we are coming here is because nobody bothers us here. ICE leaves us alone here. The sheriff leaves us alone. The local police leave us alone. And we get to work and live and put our kids in the school district.
That the taxpayers pay